The importance of having multiple graphic designers if you're a brand owner. So I know in a previous video I've spoke on the importance of your main graphic designer. This video is slightly different, speaking on the importance of having multiple graphic designers. And think of it just like a baseball team or basketball team. You're going to have multiple redundancies. You're going to have multiple players for each position. And this is very important in graphics. So having your main graphic designer is important because he or she is going to make the face of your brand. They're going to put that logo, the packaging design together, the feel and the emotion that that brand instills in your demographic. And that's your most important graphic designer, is your brand designer. And in previous videos, I've spoke about that and how ultimately you even want to get them involved with the brand. That way you have a team, that way you guys have a partnership formed and they win when the brand wins. So the importance of having multiple designers comes into play when you have your main designer might be bogged down, whether it be with your project or maybe even other projects, because most designers don't just work for one company, one client. Sometimes they do if you have them on some form of a retainer. However, it's not always necessary to have them on full time, but there is times where they'll be backed up. So you need to have other designers available and on call for when you might need stuff. For example, we have an event for Zodix coming up for 420, and the person throwing the event didn't have a good team of graphic designers. So last minute, I had to have one of my second string designers put together the flyer for it. And the reason why is because I'd rather have a flyer that portrays our stuff rather than either having nothing or having an amateur looking flyer. So having that second graphic designer on call came into a pinch. I called him the same day he started on what he needed. Whereas the main designer for the brand has a list of stuff he's been working on and we need him to get through. So I didn't want to bother him with adding some quick little flyer that needed a short deadline too. So my point is, this is just one recent example to me why having a second, third, fourth graphic designer on call is always good to have. And this is the thing, I have a list of designers that I've worked with over the past and I stay in good terms with them. And a lot of times when you do go between designers, could be either you outgrew each other's visions or they have a specific style that maybe your new brand or your new products don't necessarily resonate with anymore, or you found someone that's maybe more affordable or better quality and more affordable. There's all these different reasons why. Locations, time turnarounds, that's the biggest thing actually, for me at least, is consistency on time. If they say it'll take this long to do and then it doesn't, that's the first red flag. And then if that's consistent, that's just the people I don't work with, because there's too much riding on this. Deadlines are super important. Everything needs to be coming together when it needs to be coming together, especially as a brand when you're doing events and stuff. They can't be like, oh, I'll get you that flyer tomorrow when the event's today. Literally becomes obsolete tomorrow. So having a solid team and having backups and having redundancies to these positions is important, especially your graphics position. Graphics is the lifeblood of the brand aside from the actual product. And that's my opinion, but without good graphics, your brand really is kind of dead in the water. You need graphics for everything. You need it for your packaging, for your website, for your branding, for any sort of products, any sort of advertising, any sort of marketing, even social media. Just graphics is an ongoing need as part of the business. So don't think you're just going to get a logo and a bag design and that's all the graphics you need. You're going to come across an ongoing list of things that you need for graphics. So have a team of graphic designers and start figuring out which one's good at what specific thing and call on them when you need them. So that wraps it up for this video. Hope you got some good content out of this. There's more on my website, hichris.com. Learn how to build and launch your own licensed cannabis brand without having to own the license. And check out the other great videos on my YouTube. There's a lot of stuff about becoming a cannabis entrepreneur. Thanks for the support.